Hello YouTube, this is a Satsu 5. We're out at the bamboo fields and we're going to be testing some archery gear. Actually, what we're testing is the Cold Steel Cheap Shot versus the Mugsy Stinger. This is what I hunted with and never actually shot anything. And this is the Cold Steel Polymer broadhead. And if you're in the Cold Steel community, if you're in the know, you've seen some videos of them shooting this plastic broadhead and killing some hogs and turkeys and shooting it through ballistics gel. And I wanted to put it up against a conventional double fixed blade or double-edged fixed blade broadhead with a longbow. I got a Primal Gear Unlimited longbow. It's a folding longbow. And all the videos I've seen with this cheap shot has been with a compound bow, which is exceedingly more powerful than a longbow. So I want to put it up and see how the two compare with a longbow. I got a rack of ribs that are pre-seasoned so they can go directly in the oven. And basically the reason why I have the ribs is to see how the plastic acts on bone. And the archery target is a field point target. It's all I have at the moment. And that's going to be gauging our penetration. So hopefully I can hit what I'm aiming at. And let's see what happens. Wait, before we see what happens with that, I want to do a little cut test video with the two broadheads, just so you can see how sharp these two broadheads are. So here's the, the cheap shot. You can see that it does cut, just not very deep. And here's the, cuts more like a knife. So let's see how well these things do. Alright, here's shot one with the cheap shot. Hopefully I can hit what I'm aiming at. Haven't shot in years. Okay, we're going to leave that arrow in and shoot the Mugsy. It obviously penetrated through. And then we'll look at the condition of the broadhead and see if it's deformed or anything. And then we'll also compare the penetration of the two. Okay, here's the steel broadhead. Dang it.
Did it go all the way through?
It went all the way through.
That might have to be another test to shoot the cheap shot and see if it goes all the way through.
Yeah, we can do that. You're probably thinking, how did he miss from that distance? Well, I haven't shot in a long time. Alright. Got two hits onto the...
You can already see some distance.
You can see the penetration right there. Let's cut the duct tape off using my Fox Bastinelli collaboration friction photo, Dragotech. Don't quite know how we're going to get the broadheads out. They both penetrated. Let's see. Might have to push them through. There we go. Didn't work quite how I thought it would. There's the condition of the broadheads. The edge feels like it rolled over a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. It's definitely rolled over.
Yeah, there's some that are deformed.
Yeah. And why would you want a cheap shot over a steel conventional broadhead? Well, the whole mission statement behind this cheap shot is that it costs a little bit over $1. This is about $40 for 3 of them for a 10-pack. I think with shipping it was around $20, somewhere around there. It costs a little bit over $1 each for these broadheads. So if you're hunting and you happen to see like a small game animal that you want to shoot, but you don't want to risk losing your expensive broadhead, like if there's a rabbit while you're deer hunting, you can go ahead and try taking it out. If you lose an arrow, you're not out for well, about $20, depending on the whole setup you have. So really, this performed pretty decently. But you also noticed that it was about that much different penetration between the steel broadhead and the cheap shot broadhead. And that's what I really wanted to show with this, is the difference between a conventional broadhead and a cheap shot with a longbow. The longbow I'm using is a folding Primal Gear Unlimited longbow. It's 55 draw weight at 28 inches. And so yeah, I think I was pretty successful. Let's go ahead and take 2 more shots with...
Let's look at the wound channels.
Well,
I was thinking you'd talk about that. Let's see.
I don't think you can tell a whole lot. Oh, I don't know which one that is, but that's a broken or cut rib.
The one in the middle's the cold steel.
The one in the middle is cold steel. That both of them cut through the rib.
All right. And can you kind of tell the difference of length of the penetration, or the length of the wound channel, maybe? How wide it is?
Well, they're not going to be any wider than the broadhead itself. But yeah, both of them cut through the bone, which I didn't think the cheap shot would do that. I don't know if you can see, there was a cut rib, and right there, both of those are cut ribs. That's cool. That is really cool. But let's see if we can see a better demonstration of penetration with just the targets themselves, with just the target itself without meat. This is the Muzzy Stinger. Okay, so both somewhat relatively at the top. As you can see right here, the Muzzy penetrated through and through, and the cheap shot did not.
And you can also look at the arrows.
Yeah.
That's the Muzzy on the right, cold steel on the left.
Both will go through bone, both will kill, but there's definitely, you're getting what you pay for with the steel broadhead. So
something else to consider is cold steel. They did a lot of testing with a compound bow, but they also hit hard targets like plywood, and this is going to be a softer target, you know, with more fibrous materials. And so the the lighter weight bow with the sharper edge, there was a significant penetration difference.
Yeah. So hope y'all enjoyed that. I'm gonna have some ribs later. Thank you for watching. I'm a Satsu 5. I'm out.